I just got all the achievements for Traveler's Rest, and it was such an amazing game. And after making the video, kind of just going through all the footage, I'm really excited for you to play it. In this video, what I cover is kind of the intro to the game to know what you're going to be doing, and then we go through all of the achievements. I give you a lot of tips on what I would have done differently or what will help you playing your first playthrough. At the very end of the video, I go through my whole tavern and my kind of farmland, and again I show you what I was happy I did and what maybe I would have done differently if I were to play again. And just in case you want to skip around, I put all the time codes in the description, which should make chapters, so whatever you need to see, it's down there. I'm really excited for you to try out Traveler's Rest, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, so let's get into the story of kind of why we're here, how our character becomes our character, I guess. It all starts off with you are drunk at a bar with friends, and your friends leave, and then this stranger comes up to you. He does get into the story of a city, but more importantly, the story of Rygar. Rygar was a tavern owner, and he becomes a really great tavern owner. And through his owning of Tavern and making it amazing, he actually becomes the Tavern Keeper King. And he creates a fellowship of tavern keepers. Since the passing of Rygar, his legacy has lived on, and it's actually kept the city afloat and booming. And you are so captivated by the story that the stranger then kind of talks to you into buying his tavern and telling you, like, you can be the goat, you can be like Rygar, you can get into the fellowship. I see the potential in you. Sign on this paper and give me, I think it's like 1,000 gold. So in your drunken stupor, you sign the paper and now you own the tavern. And the next scene is you arriving at the tavern by way of horse and carriage. And then you get to create your character. And then once your character is created, you get to go into this tavern and you see what a mess it is. From here, you meet May, and May is going to teach you everything about owning a tavern. They don't want to, but they need to. It's like kind of like, I think it's a Bogart, and they are there to help you. So after May calls you an idiot for buying the tavern, then she starts kind of going through everything you're going to be doing. So there's cleaning, there's decorating, you're going to be making beer, you're going to be making food. You learn how to kill animals with a broom, which is amazing. And I don't want to go through the whole tutorial because like it's only an hour long, and you'll get to see it if you play the game. But I do have some tips along the way. So during the tutorial, you're going to go into town and you're going to meet a lot of the vendors, all the vendors actually. And 2 of the vendors sell produce and seeds. And so you are going to be doing some farming. So here are some tips for farming. So unlike other games, the plots that you go to plant in, they do not get erased season to season. They are there forever. They were there throughout my entire gameplay. So I do suggest when you are choosing where you want to farm, just know it doesn't have to be permanent, but it could be permanent. You don't ever have to move. So, you know, choose wisely-ish. The other bit about that is that the watering can you get is 3 across, so I really suggest doing it in multiples of 3. I really liked doing just rows, 3 across and then infinitely up. So that's kind of the farming tips I have for you there. After the farming, you kind of learn some foraging and crafting, and then once that's done, your tavern is fully built out. It looks great, it's clean, it's ready for customers, and this is where you actually get to officially open. Not like the soft open you did with May earlier. So now that you're open and you have customers inside, here are a few more tips I have for you on just gameplay. So you can hold up to 5 drinks at a time, which right now, not too difficult. You'll just have beer and water, but you can hold, 3 beer, 2 water. And while holding these items, you can also still clean, you can still mop, and you can still kick customers out. So it is really helpful in the beginning when you're solo to be able to hold a few things and deliver it to customers at the table. Which that brings us to the next tip, which I learned very late on. You can give customers their drinks at the edge of the table. You don't have to actually walk to that specific person, and that might not seem like a big deal when you only have one table, but when you get up to 10, that will save you a little bit of time or a headache from just trying to click onto that person. And then the final tip for this little bit here is that you can clean tables before they're visibly dirty, so you can avoid having to rush and do a lot of cleaning at once. So every time I deliver a drink, I just do a quick table wipe down, and that's done. And then generally you'll never have to wipe dirty tables down in this very beginning part if you do that. The tutorial will end when you receive your first reputation level upgrade and you close down the tavern. May will return and they will take you to the Tavern Keeper King's template. Took me a lot to get that. Here you're going to light Rygar's flame and you will get to buy your first additional recipe. And I guess a tip for that is really pay attention to the ingredients. We'll get more into that later, but just buy something that you think that you'll be able to make early on. Do not buy something that looks complicated with a lot of ingredients. Now that you've gotten your first recipe, you're going to leave the temple and May will say goodbye and you will be fully on your own to explore Traveler's Rest. When you open up your tavern the next day, you will get your animal. Right now, I'm saying animal because right now it's a cat, but this tweet right here from Isolated Games is saying that dogs are coming. So if you're a dog person, looks like you may be able to choose a dog. And now that you are ready to take on the Fellowship, I am ready to tell you about all the achievements and how to make your life a little bit easier. So let's get into that now. Alright, so Traveler's Rest has 36 achievements in total, and a lot of them have pairs, or they're related to another achievement. Normally what I would do is go in the order, like you're seeing right here. I would go in the order of which I got them in, but for this one I actually wanted to put the achievements in groups that kind of made more sense to me. So we're going to have some fishing, we're going to have some foraging, we're going to have tavern upkeep, some junk, and I will be able to kind of group all that together and then give you tips for that kind of group. And with that said, let's start with the one achievement that has nothing related to it at all. Insomnia, overnight 10 times. I did not want to do this on accident, but things happen. I was really hoping I could get through the whole game without doing it, and I would just at the very end get to just do it on purpose. Are we about to pass out? I can. Yeah. Oh no. We get the achievement though. For passing out. Didn't want to do it. Didn't need to get that right now. Just ruined the next day. Now we start at 11 instead of 6. It's okay. But things don't always work out the way we want. So it's very simple. Just stay awake past 3 and you will overnight. My tip is to not do this on purpose, really. When you go to sleep on your own, you wake up at 6 a.m. But if you overnight, you wake up at 11 a.m. and that 5 hours is kind of massive. It's a huge chunk of time during the day. Alright, so let's get into the farmer achievements. One other side note about the achievements is I was actually able to find through a program all of my stats. So I will be able to provide you with the stats on what I actually got at the end of the game to maybe relieve some stress on some of these. So let's get started on the farmer achievements. The first one and the first achievement I got was Artisan, craft 50 items. In total I crafted 452 items, so I don't think that you're going to have any trouble getting this achievement. The next achievement is cut 1,000 weeds. Over my time in Traveler's Rest, I cut 5,786 weeds. That's a lot of weeds. And the plant fiber you get from the weeds is great. You can use it for the fishing traps, candles, and hay if you decide to go with a barn. Reforestation, plant 50 trees. I planted 69 trees. Nice. Didn't do this on purpose. The only tip I have here is that cutting down trees gets you larvae, and when we get to the junk section, larvae is almost equally as good as worms for collecting junk. So cutting down trees to get larvae is awesome. You also need wood for a lot of other things, but really for the larvae. It's great for the larvae. Mind the gap. Dig 50 holes. You are going to dig a lot of holes. I dug 828 holes. Praise corn. Harvest 50 corn plants. I thought that I would have harvested more, but I only harvested 102. That being said, this should not be difficult to get because you need corn, wheat, rye, and rice to create beverages. So corn is great for that, obviously. So it shouldn't be difficult to get. And the last one for farming is Homegrown. Harvest 300 crops. I harvested 2,794 crops. I think that is about right. Meaning that you won't have any trouble harvesting 300 crops over your time of, like, if you're trying to get all the achievements, it won't be difficult. Alright, so let's move into the Master Chef section. So this is all cooking in the kitchen. Ancient knowledge. Light the fire in the Tavern Keeper King's Temple. I have trouble saying that. When I started this game, that whole thing didn't exist, I don't think. So this wasn't my first achievement, but I think it might be yours. So, yeah, you will probably get this. You will get this within the first hour of the game. Raider of Lost Culinary Arts. Spend 50 recipe fragments at the temple. So this will be accomplished around level 10 of your tavern, reputation level 10, because you get 5 fragments for every level. My tip here is to really think about, and I already talked about, really think about the recipes that you're buying. Don't buy things that have a lot of ingredients early on, because you probably won't have those. And then another thing that the game doesn't really tell you is, let's say a recipe has mayo in it, but you haven't seen how to craft mayo anywhere. When you buy the recipe, you will suddenly be able to craft mayo in the way that you craft mayo. I say it that way because I can't think of like the object in the kitchen that makes mayo, but it'll be there with all of your dairy products. The mayo will appear with your new recipe. Master Brewer. Brew 100 kegs of beer. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. My total kegs brewed was 6,088. So, I think you will not have any trouble doing this. Local supplier. Deliver 20 orders. The total number of orders I delivered was 45, and I did end up stopping doing this when I thought putting the order amounts in my bar was more important than getting the reputation from this challenge. So I stopped, I doubled it, but yeah, if you need gold, I would probably put it in your menu and in your taps and all of that. Oh, I know this word, but
Piscivore or Piscivore.
Is that really how you say it?
Piscivore. Piscivore.
That's not how I thought you said it. So let's lump 3 of these together. Piscivore, Carnivore, and Herbivore. Serve 1,000 seafood, meat, and veggie dishes. I think it's obvious this won't be too crazy to get. Here are my stats, like 2,200 for seafood, 2,000, almost 3,000 for carnivore, and 2,600-ish for veggie. Pretty easy. Oh, 1,000 meat dishes served. That's what's up. We got another one. Hey. 1,000 veggie dishes. Let's go. All right, and that brings us to the fishing achievements. Hot rod. Obtain your first fishing rod. You are going to go down to the docks to meet Hikari, and they will tell you to leave them alone, but if you go back and annoy them again, they will give you a fishing rod. So let's lump these together. Small fry, catch a medium-sized fish. Prize catch, catch a maximum-sized fish. This is surely just luck, but I think I got it really early on. Yeah, I did. So this is the 8th achievement I got and the 21st achievement I got, and I didn't get Fishing Master until the 34th. So with that brought up, let's talk about that one. Fishing Master, catch 200 fish. You should get this on your way to catching all of the junk, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The total fish I caught was 477 fish. And fish make a really good, cheap way of food. So it's an awesome thing to catch. Alright, so 2 other achievements that we can put together. Real Pro and More Fish in the Sea. Catch 10 and 25 different fish. Traveler's Rest makes this really awesome and easy because there's just different fish in the seasons, but you don't need to wait for a certain time of day or the weather to change. You can just get them whenever. I provided a link in the description it's from the Traveler's Rest Wikipedia page where you can see where and when to get all the fish. Alright, so it looks like I messed up the counting. We only have one fish to get in winter, and it is perch. So that's kind of a bummer. It means that we have to wait till spring till we can get the achievement. But it doesn't really matter because we're definitely gonna have to play spring anyway. And I kind of want to get all the fish, so no big deal. But now we're just going for that perch. Hey! Oh, wow! Okay, I'm really glad I was recording. Apparently that's all the fish. Okay. I thought I miscounted. I didn't think I miscounted. I just thought that there were 2 fish in winter I had to get, but I guess I only had to get the 1. Catch 25 different types of fish. That's awesome. Okay, now let's get into owning a tavern. The tavern owner achievements. Boot them out. Kick out 30 customers. So this was an interesting stat to see because I don't think I did this, but I kicked out 629 customers. I know I kicked out a lot of customers, but I'm kind of thinking my bouncer did a lot of that kicking out as well, so I wouldn't worry too much about this achievement at all. You will kick out many more than 30 angry customers. The next one, which is similar, is Clean as a Whistle, which is clean 200 tables. I cleaned 1,320. Now, I know I cleaned a significant amount of tables, especially with the tip I gave earlier, where you clean tables before they're really dirty, because I would just clean tables constantly, because I just didn't want to see the dirty table. But I don't know if I personally cleaned 1,320 tables. I'm thinking my waitress helped me out with that one as well. Interior designer, get your tavern to a comfort level 200. This is a high number in the beginning, but you will get it as you expand your tavern and as you have gold to spend on decorations. But here's a little pro tip. When you're doing that fishing challenge and getting your 25 fish, you can put fish on the wall and that counts as comfort. So that's like, in my opinion, free comfort points right there. And then my personal style, I took inspiration from the 1990s Applebee's restaurant kind of motif. So I just filled my walls with as much as I could. And yeah, I got to 200 pretty quickly. Teamwork, hire an employee of each type. And this comes with a great tip that I didn't start doing until too late. Once you have a full staff and you're fully confident you can be out for a while and your bar will be fully stocked with food and beer, I would highly suggest opening your bar as early as possible. As early as possible, and you will get so much more gold. I was averaging about 100 gold a week, and then we ran into a little bug, and I'll get into that, but I needed to start making gold faster. So one day it finally clicked, like, hey, I have this full staff, they've never burnt down the bar yet, maybe I should open this early. So I started opening it at 7:30, and the next week, 7 days later, my gold was at 230 gold for the week. So you are going to more than double your profits. Obviously, if you're open, more than double the time. So definitely, once you get that full staff, just start opening the bar, opening the tavern as soon as possible. All right, so the next two achievements is small business owner and business owner. Earn 100 gold coins, earn 800 gold coins. I earned 800 on the dot, but really I earned 1400. So let me explain. This is where that bug came into play. Around when I was at 300 gold, maybe 250, I realized that the achievement was going up super duper slow. I did see that and I was like, okay, let me post my screenshots to help out a tiny bit more. I realized I didn't post more information that could have been helpful. So I posted that, and then we got the reply today. There was a bug. We're sorry for the inconvenience. From the next patch, statistics will be counted correctly. So we will be getting this achievement along with probably when we should be getting it, and we're coming up on it. So it's exciting. We helped make a video game better. Go us. We are good video game Samaritan community members. We are the best. And this is a big shout out to Isolated Games. So I noticed the bug, and I saw obviously that they have a Discord and they want you to report bugs to their Discord. So I went on there to report the bug. Luckily, someone had reported it like hours before me, which was great timing. But I tacked onto it and added my notes, and within 2 days, they had replied, put out their next update, and it was in there. And then I started earning gold at a normal pace. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get the achievement right when I hit 800, but roll the clips. Might as well just keep the ball rolling here. We're so close, right? 60 more. What's that? 6 more nights at this point. We're getting there. This game is going by a lot quicker than I thought it would. That's 800. That would have been the popping of the achievement right there. 800. That is incredible and exciting. Let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, achievement is still bugged. Just waiting on the game update. But that achievement is now technically done. So, just fishing, and that starts tomorrow. Fall asleep in the water. Alright then. God, man, oh man. And that is perfect timing. I gotta hop off. I gotta hop off for food. I don't really want to ruin tomorrow over this, especially if there's not a patch for this game. Oh my god, there's a patch that came out for the game right now. Oh my god, really? I might be staying up all night to beat this. Fixed a bug that caused gold not to be counted correctly for gold amassing achievements. God damn it. Okay, I might be staying up. Son of a bitch. Okay, folks, I'm calling it. Okay, so this is going up significantly faster than my purse. Yeah, it is doing the income. I just want to beat this fair and square, so we're gonna do that, even though we already beat it. We're gonna beat it again, I guess. So here's the update. My gold is going up now at a steady pace. I was really hoping that it would recognize that I have 800 gold and just give me the achievement. It didn't, and then I was like half considering, do we just click the little button that says we got the achievement and move on? Because we could, and we weren't lying. We got 800 gold. We've earned it. But then I said no. Nope. We are going to get this gold. We're going to do it. We're going to do it officially. I was going to say the right way, but we already did that. So the next few days of Traveler's Rest will be earning about 600 gold and getting junk. So let's do it. Let's go. Do you have a reservation? Get 50 simultaneous customers in your tavern. So this happened when I got my max occupancy to around 56 and my tables could fit 60. Oh shit, we got it. This is awesome. Yes, this is good. We got our get 50 simultaneous customers in your tavern. I love it. Woo! Okay, so close to the end. Let's go. Good host, rent 100 rooms. So my total rooms rented was 212. I was a little nervous about this one because I didn't want this to be the last challenge, so I did end up maxing out the rooms really early on to the 7 rooms you're allowed. Although this wasn't needed for the achievement, I would do this again. It's easy, free money, and it will help pay for that employee who's in charge of renting out the rooms. 100 rooms. There we go. That is awesome. Rent 100 rooms. Alright, so I do have a tip for the overall tavern owner bit, and it's around the VIP person that's going to come through. About once or twice a month, a VIP customer will come through, and what that results in is every customer's reputation score will be doubled for you. So my tip for this is open up your tavern as early as possible on that day the VIP will come in, and then if you can, when the time gets to be kind of after 12:30, maybe even after 1, start paying attention to the VIP customer, and once they order something, hopefully at the end of the night around that time, the second they order it, go ahead and close down the bar. What this does is it will force all of the other customers to leave once they're done with their food and drink, and you'll get that double experience. The reason why I say that is because if they leave after the VIP customer, their reputation points to you will go back to the normal level. So if you're getting 150 reputation points, on average, you're going to get 300. But if that VIP is like the first one to leave when you close for the night, you're going to lose out on a lot of reputation points. All right, pretty quick section, the pet owner section. Perfect. Reach the highest level of affinity with your cat. This one is wicked easy. You just have to pet your cat, fill it with water, and keep that door between your tavern and the back rooms open, and your cat will love you pretty soon. On the topic of water and like keeping that bowl fed and just water, make buckets. Make a lot of buckets. That's like a huge tip. I made 12 additional buckets, so I had like 13 throughout my whole playthrough. It was so helpful to have a bunch of buckets. You do not need to go around with one bucket. That will drive you nuts. Eggs-plosion. Incubate an egg until it hatches. But what egg? So you will get an egg if you go into the hidden woods and you meet Crowley. They will give you an egg. I think this took about 5 hours of gameplay for the egg to hatch. So all you need to do is keep the egg in your inventory as you walk around, and eventually it will hatch. Hey, we got the egg incubated. That's exciting. very exciting. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Incubate an egg until it hatches. That's very nice. Okay, so next we need to get this little bird to be a good bird. And then actually, while you're with Crowley, go ahead and buy a bird perch for him, and that will lead us into this next achievement, Early Bird. Reach the maximum training level of a bird for the first time. Just to make sure this is clear, when you open up your tavern really early, you can leave. So I would open up my tavern, make sure all my staff came in, and then I would leave and do all my foraging, my fishing, my junk collecting for the day. And then I would come back. So I'd probably be gone for like 5 to 7 hours, and then I would come back. The reason why I say that is because when your bird hatches and you have it in your tavern, I would suggest not leaving the tavern while customers are in there, because during definitely the early days when you're training the bird, they are only going to say 2 nice things during that day, and you have to be present and notice it so you can give it a cracker to get that level higher up. So when you get the bird, don't leave the tavern while it's open until you get this achievement. And then you could just leave. Hey, we got the bird. That did not take much time at all. We got that just a few days after getting the bird itself. Reach maximum training level of a bird for the first time. Very rare at this point. Yeah, that didn't take much time at all. Oh, actually, yeah, this hatched last night. I think I've probably played 4 hours total, and I've been kind of attentive to the talking, but not that great. So yeah, but that wasn't bad at all. Alright, now we are on the collector. These are the most grindy achievements, really just the last one. So saved it for the end for you. You're welcome. And everything has to do with junk. Junk is a big deal. Junk comes in forms of nets, of boots, of dirty underwear, and of starfish. So beachcombing, pick up 20 pieces of junk. The total amount of junk I collected is 485. Little spoiler, I think that is the minimum you will need to get the final achievement. 485 pieces of junk. The next one is deep clean, pick up 60 pieces of junk. And now we get into the whole reason why you are going to get so excited to pick up junk. Can I keep it an aquarist? Obtain a fish tank, obtain 5 fish tanks. So I did this, as soon as I could-ish. More Wilson shekels. I know they're Wilson seeds, but I think shekels would have been better. Okay, seals. Seeds. Okay, shop. Alright. Are those the fish tanks? Just need to make sure before I spend all of my money. I believe they are. Okay, and I think we only need 5 of them. Obtained 5 different fish tanks. Alright, let's get 2 fish tanks, or 2 achievements. So, oh my goodness, they vary in pricing. Okay, cheapest first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Buy. That always feels good. I love that. How many Wilson seals are we down to? 39 now. Okay. Cool. Great. Picking up junk is a matter of luck. So if you are kind of just going for the achievements to start, I would start with buying the cheapest fish tanks. Definitely. Because the next achievement is Recycl-art. Purchase 50 decorations from Wilson. Now, luckily, fish tanks do count as decoration. So you only need to buy 45 more pieces of decoration from Wilson. And personally, I would suggest going for the Pearl coasters. They are worth 8 Wilson seals, which is 8 pieces of junk. So once you buy your fish tanks, you need to find 360 pieces of junk after that. And this was kind of a grind, but I think if you mix my tip of opening up your bar early and leaving, you will be able to accomplish this faster than I did, because I was balancing days of like going foraging versus opening up the bar earlier. But if you do that tip of hiring a staff, opening up, then you could do a full forage every single day, dig up all the holes in Traveler's Rest, always go to the beach, and you could also fish with any worms you find every single day and knock down this achievement. Now the fun part. We have 304 Wilson seals currently. We need a minimum of 360 or a maximum of 400. That depends on if the fish tanks count as decorations or not. So let's get this journey done with. I was gonna say started, but we've come a very far way. Very far from starting. So let's get it finished. And we start off with getting a worm. That's awesome. Wow, we are getting worms galore right now. Like, just a ton of worms, huh? It's like the game knows that we need to get worms to get junk. If you're not gonna give us junk, give us worms, please. Just give us a bunch of worms. 11 seals. I think tied for one of the best single days of loot and fishing and all that. 11 seals. It's amazing. Getting closer and closer. Let's go. Nice. It truly feels like the developers know all I need is junk. Today's like the craziest, luckiest day for junk so far. Another one. This is amazing. 7. It's fantastic. I see underwear buried in the sand. More underwear. Here we go, dude. The dirty underwear king. And a boot? Yo, we might only need 5 more pieces of junk. 5. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Single piece of junk left. One more piece of junk left. Wilson, get your coasters ready. I am about to buy 45 seashell coasters. Okay, folks, ladies and germs, we got our final, hopefully, piece of junk. Let's go turn this puppy in. There is Wilson behind his chair. So let's do this. We're going to move everything out of the thing. We're going to put our Wilson seals there. Hi. Okay, where is your pearl coaster? We're going to buy one of those. We are going to throw it in our immediate inventory. And we are going to buy everything else. All the other coasters. Here we go. Please let this be the end. Not that it wasn't fun, but that I'm good. Okay. Will the achievement pop? We will find out here. We got it. Nice. The game is the game. The game is done. That is awesome. Oh, that feels so good. I am so stoked. This was a great game. Fantastic. Fantastic game. So those are all the achievements. If you're interested, this is what my whole tavern looks like now. Alrighty, so we are in my tavern. Oh, Let's stay awake. So I didn't do much upgrades to my room. Some things I'll point out. The reason why there's a ton of decorations is because this was an experiment to see if decorations outside of the dining area counted towards comfort, and they don't. So no need to buy extra decorations. In my kitchen, this big space upgrade was done in the last few days of playing when I had like a ton of extra gold, as you can see up there. So I bought I went most of the game with just 2 ovens. I bought the 2 additional ovens when I needed to be open more. And that's also when I bought the extra malting station. This was about half the size for most of the game. Didn't do a big upgrade. It was really, really cramped, which I kind of suggest, like not wasting gold or resources on making a pretty kitchen if you don't need to. If we go into the cellar, I just added these barrel racks, like after I was done brewing alcohol. So that being said, I wish I would have done this much earlier. So I do suggest building these racks and getting a little bit organized, creating more space for yourself. But this is the amount of barrels I had at the end, or kegs. Going into the dining area, we have our bird. We have 10 tables set up, extended it to accommodate the extra tables, and then, as I said in the video, big inspiration from the Applebee's. There's a lot of art basically everywhere. So that's to keep up the comfort. And what is my comfort at? 386. So we got pretty high up there in the comfort. And then this is what all of my rooms look like. Haven't cleaned them just because I was kind of done with having the tavern open as I was doing the junk. But it's all rooms. And this is the basic setup I did for everything. This one I'm staying in from is the only one where I accidentally put in a long table and then just kept it in there. But this is the same setup, and let's go look at the comfort for these. I think they're all really close. They're pretty close, 50 to 70. So, and then let's go to the outside. So we'll start on the left here. This was the tip in the beginning where I said you should do 3 across. This is definitely why I said it, because I did 6 for the whole time, or 5, and it was annoying to do these last 2 rows. But here we do 3, and that was really nice to do. But again, down here, it's not. I think it actually might be 6 down, so yeah, it is. That was easier to water. Oh, and then put boxes everywhere. Boxes, chests being everywhere is really nice. So I did make a thing for honey. I did get a coop. I didn't get a barn. And then actually after my first run of chickens, I ended up not really liking the experience. So I just, when the chickens were done, I put them to an early rest, and that was that. So now I just have a coop here, so when I play in the future, that's there. This is where all my tools are, nothing too fancy. Yeah, so I think that's my whole tavern. It's the whole shebang. Again, I really hope you enjoy this game. I really loved it, and when they do more updates, I'm really excited to get back into it and play it more. So, thank you again for watching if you made it the whole way. Leave a comment and a like if you did. Thank you.